Steve, happy birthday. 50th birthday, that is. Here I am at the big house, row 89, section 43. I forget exactly what seat you are at, but I'm up here nonetheless. I'm going to go through and give you the top 10 memories I have in our wonderful time together. Number one is obviously the big house. When your mother was kind enough to allow us to go to one game a year, and generally that was the Ohio State game. One of the highlights was when Eddie George with Michigan was playing Ohio State, and Michigan crushed them. And Eddie George, I think, got like 10 or 15 yards, whatever amount, it didn't do very well. And sitting up here next to your friends, that we'd get here so early. I'd never been to a game so early, except when I started coming with you. So that's it from the big house. Wait till to see the next one. Bye. Hey Steve, I'm here at 1830 Michigan Avenue in front of what used to be Casey's Irish Pub. Why were we here? Well, on September 11th, 1992, we were here and people recognized us. Why did people recognize us? Well, we were just down the street the previous day at Tiger Stadium, which is no longer there, and they're actually playing a football game there today. It's hard to believe. In 1992, we went the previous day on September 10th, and we saw Roger Clemens pitch. We were sitting right behind the Red Sox dugout, and during that time, Roger had no hitter going into the 7th inning, until unfortunately Alan Trammell got up and hit one with one out, and man on first hit a single going up, I forget where it went, but he hit a single. You and I were, I was cheering very loudly for Roger that day, and you were just hiding your head as I was cheering. But one of the things I do remember about our relationships, all the times that we would go to the various sporting events, whether it's the Tigers, Michigan, we didn't go to any Lions game for some reason, probably because they stunk. But we would go to all these games and just hang out. Another game that really sticks out to me is when we also came down here to Tiger Stadium. We were sitting behind a bullpen. I don't know who was pitching, but we kept hearing this guy trying to get his son a ball. He kept telling the bullpen players, give Buddy a ball, give Buddy a ball, give Buddy a ball. Well, I don't think Buddy ever got a ball, but that's one of the memories, one of the top 10 memories I have. Hi Steve, for this installment we're in front of the Lincoln Park Masonic Temple. You may be wondering what we're doing in front of this temple. Well actually, I'm just using their parking lot, because I'm going to show you where I'm going to go next. If you guess that the Masonic Temple was right next to the off-ramp from I-75 to Southfield, you're absolutely correct. Now why would I be here? I forget what year, we might have been juniors or seniors in high school, and you had a car. I think it was a Horizon car, a Chrysler Horizon that you tooled around in the neighborhood and just tooled around. So you and I were headed to Fairlane one day, and we came off the I-75 freeway, and we may have been going just a tad too fast. At least I wasn't driving. We came off a tad too fast and may have bumped into someone. Wasn't too bad, no one got hurt. We obviously didn't make it to Fairlane. We went back to your house, you put the car in the garage, because if I remember correctly, your parents were on vacation. So we didn't do much that night. I think the next day we had to work. And I may have even driven you to work at Little Caesars. I just remember the look on your face when your father came back from vacation and came into that Little Caesars store, and you went home right away that time. But those are things that happen. Good thing is no one got hurt in this accident. Oh, I forgot the camera was there. One of the other memories that I have growing up, Steve, was playing basketball at Bradley Memorial. Go over to your house in the afternoon or the evening, and we'd be out there shooting hoops. Whether it be horse, recreating, or pig, or just recreating shots from whatever stars at the time, mainly Larry Bird. But going out there and playing, even though I was a foot and a half taller than you, you'd always kick my butt in horse or pig. You had the home court advantage of Bradley Memorial. We couldn't play too much at night because both of the lights on the side of the garage were missing from all of the errant shots. I don't think I broke one of them, but if I did, sorry, Mrs. Bradley. So that was one of the fun memories I have growing up, is playing basketball over at your house. Hi, Steve. I'm standing here at an airport getting ready to hop on a plane, but it just brought back memories of one of our trips we made. We were going on a cruise to the Caribbean. At the time, you told me that you were a little afraid of flying. I didn't believe you. I didn't think anyone could be afraid of flying. As we got to the gate area, I noticed how white you were. When we got on the plane, you turned whiter. I think you even grabbed one of these to make sure that we had it on the plane in case you felt really sick. I was a little nervous that you would throw up all over me, but thankfully you didn't. We had a good time on the cruise in the Caribbean, going around to the various islands. I forget which one it was. It was a good 3 or 4 days to get away. But one tip for your children, for your boys, make sure you go on the cruise ship to the top deck where the smokestack is. Just go walk up those stairs and just hang out there. For your daughter, don't go anywhere near that area. So Steve, I'm sitting in this elevator and what comes to mind? It was 1994 and it was in November 1994. For whatever reason, we decided to go see Ohio State and Michigan down in Columbus, Ohio. We drive down there Friday night on November 18th, get there late at night, and we pull into the Columbus Marriott. When we get to the Columbus Marriott, what do we see to our delight? We see that it's Michigan's football team is staying at this hotel. We're very excited, but also very tired. We go to bed, we wake up in the morning. Oh, and by the way, we didn't have tickets, so what are we gonna do? We get up in the morning, we get on the elevator to go to breakfast. And who do we run into but Bo Schembechler? So Bo is in the elevator along with Jim Brandstetter and Robbie Timmons. You say, "Hi coach, we're also looking for tickets. Can anyone help us out?" And Brandstetter says, "Come see us at breakfast." So we go see them at breakfast. We're able to get tickets to the game, which is a big relief off ourselves because we don't have to go scrounging around Columbus for tickets. And we ended up having pretty good seats. I think we were in the end zone, but there were seats. We were in the game. Unfortunately, we were a witness to history. We saw one of 2 John Cooper wins against Michigan as Michigan lost 22-6. Kind of sucked, made for a long ride home, but just a good experience being able to say we met Bo Schembechler in the elevator at the Columbus Marriott. Well, Steve, as you can see for this memory, I flew all the way down to New Orleans. Right now I'm inside the New Orleans airport. You may see people running around, hustling, bustling, getting to wherever they're going. But one of the memories I have is in 1999 where you were kind enough to share a special moment in my life when I got married. You were the best man for my wedding. Now granted, you hope that you only get married once in your life, and God, I hope that you only get married once. Well, that may not be the case for me now, but hey, whatever happens. So I appreciate you coming down here, taking the time out of your schedule and being my best man and keeping me calm. Although, if I remember correctly, during the day of the wedding, you may have been a little more nervous than me as we were going out to lunch a couple hours before I was getting married. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then the very kind words that you said during the rehearsal dinner. So that was a very special time when you came down to New Orleans for my wedding and to be my best man. Hi, Steve. Another memory I have of the time that we've hung out together was when I was living in Albany and Saratoga Springs. Mark and you came out to visit me. It happened to be in the winter. It came out on a Friday, if I remember correctly. Friday night we went to bed and we woke up, there was about 8 to 10 inches of snow on the ground. I was dreading having to shovel all the snow, but before I knew it, Mark had jumped out and was shoveling the snow. He was so excited to see so much snow. That was a relief. Then we decided to go skiing that day. We're going to Killington in Vermont. Mark had been skiing. I obviously have my own skis, so I brought my skis and you were willing to go with us. We get to Killington, Mark and yourself rent skis. We go down and I don't know if you stood for more than 100 yards because you kept falling down. Mark and I maybe have laughed just a little bit as you were trying to come down the mountain. Mark was a little worried that he might have to help carry you down the hill. But after a while, you were a trooper, and at the end of the day, you were white. I think your jacket was red, but it was white from all the snow that was attached to you. The mountains were a little concerned that you were taking so much snow with you. But I do remember in the car ride back, you were kind of silent and one of those things of, don't talk to me, don't look at me, leave me alone because I'm grumpy and I just fell down I don't know how many times going on the ski hill. But you were a trooper for going with us, and that was appreciated. Another memory I have, Steve, of us is that you were always much more fashionable than myself. When we would go to the mall, you knew exactly where to go and what to find, and you had such a tremendous fashion sense. I couldn't keep up with it, and that's why you had all the luck with all the girls. Just kidding, Christine. But now that I'm newly single, I found that I had to to have the luck that you had. So I remember one of the best things that you ever did was your man purse. So I've started to get a man purse, and I think this just looks just like the one you had. It's the Steve model. So hopefully we'll see what happens with the man purse that you inspired me to get. Now to wrap up all these little clips of me talking about you, Steve, I'm at a bar, a semi-dive bar in downtown Detroit. Couldn't go to Goodfellas because it doesn't exist anymore. And frankly, I don't even know if Goodfellas was the name of that bar on Allen Road. I hope it was, but if not, oh well, kill me. We would go there, we would spend go have a pitcher or two of beer at the end of the workday or on the weekends, drink beer, watch the Tigers games or watch the Red Wings. And we were pretty regular there because we actually knew the bartender's schedule. We knew who was behind the bar, who was serving, etc. So that's kind of scary when you think about it, but oh well. And some of the things we would do, as I talked about, we would watch the Michigan games, we'd watch the Red Wing games. But the one that sticks out in my mind is when we watched Michigan play North Carolina. We did watch them play Duke, and they lost that game and lost second. But that same season, they played North Carolina in the championship game, and then Chris Webber had his ill-fated timeout. Both of us went home dejected that day. So, to end this all I have to do is say, happy birthday, Steve. Happy 50th birthday. Many more. I love you, and God bless.